Now let's head out to Matt and Megan in Oswego for our special Your Town series. Hey guys.
Well, hello, Sam. We have got an envious position here tonight, right on the shore of Lake Ontario, overlooking the marina, the lighthouse. It is a magnificent view here. This is our last stop on our Your Town series, and boy, we've had a lot of fun this summer.
We don't want it to end.
I know.
It's been so much fun. We're live from Oswego tonight, where Harbor Fest is underway. We're right in the center of Breitbeck Park, overlooking Lake Ontario with the lighthouse off in the distance. Really just a beautiful evening. The sun is shining down on us, but there's actually a nice cool breeze, which is making it feel nice.
Very comfortable. Blues Traveler played here at the stage last night. Tonight is Dennis DeYoung of Styx fame, so a lot of great entertainment here this weekend. Give you an idea where Oswego is if you're not familiar with it. If you're from Central New York, you probably have a pretty good idea, but we're about a short hour's drive north of Syracuse, if that, right along Lake Ontario. It's a native Iroquois Indian word that means the place where the water pours out, and refers to where the Oswego River meets Lake Ontario. Now, Oswego is pronounced Oswego, although the locals, if you kind of talk to them quick, it's more like Swego.
Swego.
Swego,
right?
yeah, that's pretty much the way they do it. It's got a rich history here. First European French settler was explorer Samuel de Champlain. He came to Oswego in 1615, so early 17th century.
Yeah, there really is such a rich history here. The British and the Dutch established a fur trading post here. That was back in the 1700s, so quite some time ago, playing a strategic role in the French and Indian War. So if you want to talk about history, certainly Oswego can give you a good taste of that. And if you'd like to learn more about the history of Oswego, there's a great facility here. It's called the Richardson Bates House Museum. Most of it is preserved and had the original furnishings inside. It's now listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It dates back to the 19th century and offers a unique glimpse into the life of a prominent Oswego family. It is now home to the Oswego County Historical Society.
And one of the well-known names here in Oswego is Dr. Mary Walker. She was a lifelong resident of Oswego, a pioneer female physician here. She was the only woman to serve as a surgeon during the Civil War. She's also the first and only woman ever awarded a Congressional Medal of Honor for heroic service during wartime. Now, Harbor Fest is drawing families from all over Central New York. As we talk to organizers today, that's been a point of emphasis with Harbor Fest in recent years. More and more family-oriented, great place for kids.
That's right, and they do have a lovely children's museum that opened here back in February. The Children's Museum of Oswego, that's drawing families from all over Central New York. The Children's Museum of Oswego, again, opened back in February. It was a mobile museum for many years, but today it sits on West Bridge Street. It will continue to expand thanks to an infusion of state money recently announced by the governor.
Well, it's definitely a sense of pride. This is a project we've been working on for a long time, but I see the gears turning in their head. You know, we have certain things we hope that they will learn and be able to work towards as they're here at the museum, and when you see that click and something spark that they want to build or create, that's really rewarding.
Right now, the Children's Museum is open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, but it hopes to be open every day for kids to explore in the next few years.
Now, if you're anywhere along the Lake Ontario shoreline near the Oswego Harbor, you can't help but notice the lighthouse. We're going to show it to you in just a moment here.
Yeah, it is certainly an icon, a beacon here in Oswego, and right now there are efforts underway to restore it to its former glory. It's a great place to come visit with your family if you perhaps want to take a day trip from Central New York.
The lighthouse has stood on the edge of the Oswego Harbor since the 1930s. Until just a few years ago, the inside had been vacant for decades. The H. Lee White Maritime Museum in Oswego wants to complete the internal makeover, and they hope to start offering tours of the lighthouse soon.
Well, certainly it is a gorgeous night to visit the lighthouse or just head here to Breitbeck Park where Harbor Fest is underway. Meteorologist Molly Matat is with us now. And Molly, once again, the sun god's shining down on us.
We have gotten so lucky for this entire Your Town series.
Yes.
Every
Perfect.
single day has been
It's
sunny.
been just perfect.
I know. I think it's me. I'm not gonna, I
We'll
won't
give you the kudos.
Okay. And you know what? Tonight is exactly like that. If you have to pick a night to go to Harbor Fest, ooh, today is a good night to do so. Plenty of sunshine. We'll start you off with a look at temperatures.
Thank you, Molly.
Well, it is time to test your trivia of Oswego because we all love a good trivia question, right?
We sure do.
Okay, so here's something to think about. Perhaps you're sitting down to dinner with your family. Think about this, munch on this. On its menu, the Oswego Sub Shop features a sandwich named after which famous SUNY Oswego alumnus who is part of the NBC family. There's your little clue there. Go to the Your Town page of CNYCentral.com for your chance to win a $20 Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and we will have the answer for you coming up a little bit later on in the broadcast.
I'm so glad you mentioned food again. Who better to send out around Oswego to find out some of the highlights of the community than our own Alex Rusilla? And where did he go but the landmark Rudy's right on the shore of Lake Ontario, just a little ways down from where we are. He's going to take us there in just a few minutes.
That's right. Also, we have samples from Alex's steamers, canales. We have great samples that we're going to show you, and we're going to taste test them for you live on air in just a little bit. Plus, we're going to talk to the mayor of Oswego, Billy Barlo, who's actually the youngest mayor in the state. So a lot to get to from our Your Town broadcast as we continue here tonight.
Yeah, he has a big responsibility this weekend, keeping everybody safe and things running smoothly. We want to head back to the studio now and Samantha German, who has more news of the day. Sam?
All the samples and food make me hungry. Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to NBC3. We are live from Oswego for the final installment of our Your Town series, and what a night to be at Harbor Fest, the trademark summer event here in Oswego, and the weather is just divine. If you're headed out this evening, A-OK. Tomorrow's a different story. The forecast gets a little bit tricky. We'll start you off with temperatures right now. We're in the mid-80s. We will also be expecting some pop-up showers and thunderstorms becoming more numerous Sunday and Monday. We really need the widespread rain, so not a bad thing, but you will need to keep an eye on that if you have any outdoor plans. Watch Sunday and Monday for some heavy rain, too, in those pop-up storms. Where it does rain, it'll certainly pour.
Okay, well, we will need it for sure.
Yes, exactly.
Keep an eye on that. Thank you, Molly. You know, one of the great attractions in Oswego is a restaurant that was started by Rudy and Marie Gadziala right after World War II. They were just looking for a way to start making a few dollars, so they thought they'd start a restaurant and call it Rudy's.
Yeah, gosh, and it has become one of those iconic places here on the water in Oswego. Right now, our Alex Rusilla is live at Rudy's to tell us about their famous fried fish sandwiches and why people keep coming back. Alex?
You know, seemingly everyone here in the port city knows this lakeside drive-in, very popular here, especially during these summertime months. Now, if you're from out of the Oswego area and you happen to be wondering, well, where should I go to eat? What if I'm hungry? If someone nearby hears you, it's a fair bet that they'll say, why don't you go check out Rudy's? Taking a dip or skipping stones on Lake Ontario.
I can't throw it hard enough.
Are rites of passage.
2 grilled cheese, a French fry, and a coleslaw.
To step up to this seasonal counter at Rudy's in Oswego.
The big deal is we're going to Rudy's, and we wait for that.
Anybody else need to order?
Since the end of the Second World War,
Still thinking?
Rudy's has served up burgers, fries, and dogs.
Fish hot coming.
But it's the haddock that steals the show.
Been all over the country. I think they're the best that ever been around.
Right behind you.
Rudy's is now 70.
Right behind you.
Over the years, it's hosted weddings and even a few funerals. Nothing will stop loyal customers from getting their seafood fix. Ann Quinn graduated from SUNY Oswego 40 years ago and makes the annual trek back to Rudy's every summer, now all the way from her home in Texas.
And we've tried different places down there, but and you try getting the haddock, and it's a pressed little square thing, and it's like, that's not haddock. So when we come here, we know that we truly are getting a fish sandwich.
The brother and he were trying to run it, but
Carol Livesey is the second-generation owner. She says keeping this local jewel in the same family really makes a difference to her employees, customers, and of course, the fantastic food.
you can fry the same piece of fish that I fry. But if you don't have the love in it, it won't be the same.
Eating at Rudy's can at times be a contest. Seagulls swarm. Customers say, in a way, they make Rudy's unique. A friendly reminder.
Watch out for the birds on the way outside, please.
To watch your food.
Be careful of the birdies.
Is always given. Because these seagulls will absolutely pounce.
The seagulls are our best customers and sometimes our worst ambassadors.
She's got it coming right down for you.
People love the feeling of nostalgia Rudy's gives them. Perhaps the old-fashioned hats the crew wears helps keep its popular 50s flair.
You know it's going to be the same when you come this year or next year.
One Yankee plate.
To celebrate its anniversary, third-generation owner Jason Livesey tells me Rudy's will go back to its 1946 prices for a few items later this year, 5-cent sodas and dime dogs.
85.
Certainly letting people continue to reminisce about days gone by.
The original menu, I believe, only had 7 items on it.
After you've picked up your ice cream and scouted a spot on the shore, Rudy's is perfectly positioned to take in this gorgeous view. Once the sun rests its sleepy head over the horizon, colorful clouds dance across the sky.
My favorite sunset, the ones that have kind of the purples. That's what I really like, the purples and oranges. And they're beautiful.
You know, I really wish I had a whole 30 minutes for that story. In addition to that, one woman I spoke to from Texas who comes back here, the same story is over and over again. People from Florida, from the Carolinas who maybe grew up here, come back here every single summer without fail because summertime wouldn't be the same otherwise. For now, we're live here at Rudy's. I'm Alex Priscilla. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Alex. It's such a treat to go to Rudy's, and that story was really beautiful, wasn't it? Incredible.
And it made us really hungry, so we got some food to sample
Yes,
here
if you
tonight.
can't get to Rudy's, come to Canales or Alex's or Steamers. I mean, we got some choices
Oh
here
yeah, look
tonight.
at this. From the stuffed lamb pops to the slider trio, we have everything that you can sample here in Oswego, and we're going to talk to the mayor about some of his favorite places and why he loves Oswego so much coming up in just a bit.
And then coming up at 6, we're going to take you behind the scenes at Harbor Fest. How do they make this work every year? This is a non-profit, mostly volunteer effort, yet it's one of the biggest celebrations in all of Central New York during the summer. More on that when we come back, and we'll also be tasting some of this delicious food from right here in downtown Oswego. Welcome back to our Your Town broadcast right here from Brightbeck Park in Oswego on the shore of Lake Ontario. It is a beautiful summer's night out here. It's just a perfect night. This is the kind of weather Oswego is famous for. Well, Mayor Barlo is here now to join us. And welcome. Thanks for having us to your town.
Thanks for coming to town. Happy to have you.
Yeah, what a great night out here. This is really sort of the place that everybody wants to be this time of year. Harbor Fest, beautiful weather, it's perfect.
It's the most exciting 4 days for the city of Oswego, that's for sure. So we're happy to welcome everybody who comes to visit and obviously be the host city to this regional attraction.
What are the challenges of this weekend for the city operationally? What do you got to keep an eye on?
So just logistically, obviously, we want to make sure our fire department, police department, Department of Public Works is ready to go. We need to prep the parks, get the marina ready for the influx of boaters that come in. This year was pretty smooth. We were ahead of schedule on everything, so far everything's under control.
Now, you've been in office here since January. How's it been so far, and what do you sort of expect for the future?
It's been great so far. Obviously a learning curve out of the gate, but we're getting a lot of things done. I had some initiatives laid out that I wanted to accomplish in the first 6 months, which we just about nailed every single one. Governor Cuomo was gracious enough to come to town and give us $10 million for downtown revitalization.
That's a big help.
We won that competition.
Take that.
We'll take it. That helps. And Super Dirt Week's coming to town, so we can't wait to host that in October.
Well, Billy Barlow, help us. We got a lot of food to eat.
Yeah, that's right.
You're
Do you have
an
a
expert.
favorite in town?
Canales or Alex's, what do you like?
You can't go wrong with Canales. That's an Oswego tradition.
That's for sure.
And then Alex is on the waters, somewhat new facility, beautiful facility right on the river, patio seating. And Steamers is a great bar, great restaurant. So can't go wrong with these 3 choices.
All right, so what should we try? What do you want to get in on?
Let's go with, what's this, lamb?
That's a lamb,
would be a
the lamb pop.
Oh, that's
Lamb pop.
Alex's.
Listen to this. These are lamb chops. They're stuffed with citrus and herb goat cheese. They're right on top of sautéed kale, finished with bright, refreshing tzatziki sauce.
And they have
Get better than
Irish
that, right?
nachos from Steamers and salmon with mango salsa too, to give you an idea. This is outdoor eating, by the way. It's like a picnic in the backyard. So great stuff. Mayor, please try something.
All right.
I'm doing a little of the Italian antipasto from Canales right now.
Okay, and this, let's see, what's this one? This is delicious.
Yeah,
This is one of
that's
the,
chicken riggies.
That's right,
chicken
this is
riggies.
Chicken riggies from
Then you have
Canales.
gnocchi with meatballs there and an artichoke and lemon chicken dish there. So we got a lot of eating to do, but Billy Barlow, thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
Nice to have you in town. Thank you.
Yeah,
Great
it's
to
our
be
pleasure.
here.
We'll have to
Thanks
get
so
back
much.
more often.
All right, so much more to come as we continue our live broadcast. Your Town, Oswego tonight.
That's good.
the 2016 Edward R. Murrow Award winner for overall excellence in news. This is NBC3 News at 5:30, winner of the Emmy Award for Best Newscast.
Welcome back to our Your Town special live broadcast from the city of Oswego, Brightbeck Park, overlooking gorgeous Lake Ontario tonight. It is really a spectacular evening here. Just enough clouds in the sky. We're going to have a great sunset in a little while, and the breeze really feels good here, doesn't it?
You don't have to tell you, the drive up from Syracuse, it was actually a gorgeous drive, maybe about 45 minutes or so. And once we got here, all of a sudden you look out and you see Lake Ontario, and quite honestly, it's really breathtaking. It is so gorgeous up here. We have perfect weather, sunshine, but also a nice breeze.
Yeah, and right over our shoulders will be the site of the fireworks. The Grucci brothers come in every year and do what is probably the best fireworks show in all of Central New York. Tomorrow night, the forecast is looking pretty good for that. The place will be packed, so this is a great vantage point we have here tonight, overlooking the marina too at the harbor. You know, from the popular Speedway here in Oswego to the safe haven at Fort Ontario, this is a city with a lot going on.
And to be honest, it's been so nice to explore this wonderful community and learn about everything it has to offer. Of course, we can't be in Oswego without talking to the people here. We had a chance to visit with some folks, and they told us what they love so much about the city.
My favorite thing about Oswego is its history. It's the history of the fort, just everything from the time it was settled until today. It's just, you know, there's just all kinds of interesting history.
I like the community, small, people all get along really good, and especially the history. Love the history, love the fishing.
We got a lot of swimming areas down here. They got a nice lake. A lot of boating.
Just a wonderful place to be. We have beautiful sunsets, great weather. I couldn't ask for more than that.
So just a couple of people who told us what they love so much about this city, and really what's not to love. It's so gorgeous tonight.
It is really beautiful. One of the great ways to explore not only Oswego itself, but the areas around it is getting outdoors. It's a very outdoorsy area, whether it's snowmobiling in the winter or on the water during these summer months. Oswego Expedition gives you a chance to learn about the rich history of the community too. Just hop in a kayak and glide along the Oswego River and Oswego Canal to learn more about that history. They also offer guided bus and walking tours where you can stroll along the Riverwalk, ending at the Richardson Bates Museum.
This is our cultural heritage. You know, this is how Oswego came to be, and you know, for many years the river and the canal was the only form of transportation other than horse and buggy. So there's a lot of history there.
So a great way to get a tour around the Oswego area in the wintertime, as we mentioned, you can actually get a guided tour towards the Adirondack Mountains from here. So that's another way to look at it. You're not too far away from much of the great outdoor wonders of upstate New York.
And what I love so much about Oswego Expeditions, you know, oftentimes you'll go to a town, but you don't really know where do you go, how do you see it, and what is behind all of it. But they give you that guided tour, and they have all the perspective to tell you what it's all about.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Of course, the weather is critical to all the fun this weekend, and considering HarborFest got off to its soft opening for the rides Wednesday night, and then Thursday night, Blues Traveler last night. Tonight, Dennis DeYoung, the big concert, formerly of Styx. Molly, you were on a Ferris wheel about a couple blocks from here.
It's right over there.
For quite a while the other day, weren't you?
A little bit too long, yes, if I'm going to say so. Yes, the views from the top of the Ferris wheel, which is new this year to the Midway, absolutely stunning. And let me tell you, if you time it just right, if you're at the top of that Ferris wheel for the so famous Oswego sunset,
what a great idea.
I think there's going to be a line right around there, right
Very
around
good
that
point,
time. And it's going to be a great one. A few high clouds, that makes the perfect Oswego sunset. Temperatures right now across the area, no matter where you are perfectly summery. Mid-70s for Monday as well. All along, we will have scattered showers and thunderstorms that could bring localized heavy rain. Might soil some outdoor plans, but we really need the moisture all across central New York, so we will welcome a few stronger downpours here and there.
Well, Mayor Billy Barlo got a little nervous when you even said the word rain next to fireworks.
Yes.
But you're saying later at night.
It's going to be a close call. Official verdict is still out. The models are all over the place, to be honest with you. But we'll keep you posted.
All right, well, let's at least enjoy this great evening we've got. It's
That's
beautiful,
for sure.
Molly, thanks.
We have more to tell you about here at our Your Town broadcast, continuing from Brightbeck Park in just a few minutes. But first, we want to get back to Sam German in the studio with more news today. Sam.
And guys, I have to say that backdrop behind you is just incredible. It's gorgeous. Looks like a lot of fun. Thank you.
Welcome back to our Your Town broadcast live in Oswego tonight from Brightbeck Park.
Oh, what a gorgeous evening it is out here. The sun is shining down upon us, and you know, a lot of people are coming to Brightbeck Park, attracted to Harbor Fest, which is such a fun family weekend.
Yes, it's a lot of fun, and there's already a lot of excitement. People walking all over. Some people bringing their chairs in for the concert that starts later on tonight.
That's right. Now, one of the biggest attractions here at Oswego, if you haven't been before, is the Oswego Speedway, and it's something that if you haven't taken your family to, you really have to see to believe. It is amazing to see the cars go around every Saturday. These super modifieds give fans quite a thrill. Since 1951, in fact, what's nicknamed the Steel Palace has been entertaining racing fans throughout Oswego. The Oswego Speedway is the only track in the world where super modifieds race weekly, and it really is an amazing sight to see.
I mean, when you feel them go by you and you got the wind just tearing up everything, and just, it's awesome.
Now, the biggest weekend of racing here is the Budweiser International Classic weekend. That is coming up on Labor Day weekend, so definitely something that you and your family will have to check out.
You know, when you're in Oswego, it's common that if you start talking to people, they're from here, they have roots here, but not everybody. Heath and Chris Jones are joining us now, friends of Oswego, and you guys have become champions for the community in a way, haven't you?
I'd like to say that that's true, but mainly we're supported by volunteers and people photographers and our local government that really help us put pieces together. So we're one great big huge puzzle.
Now, Chris, you guys were not from here originally, right? So what brought you here and what kept you?
Yeah, that's correct. I was a SUNY Oswego student. I was also in the Coast Guard Reserves here at the station here in Oswego. So it's one of those things where we actually went back to North Carolina and we made the decision to live up in Oswego. We liked the things that were taking place, and I think we saw a bright, bright future for where Oswego was going.
And you weren't scared by the winter?
Well, I don't really like the winter anywhere, so I figure I'm not hanging out outside in North Carolina.
And what beautiful summers we have.
And absolutely, it definitely makes up for it when you look at the 70, 80 degree beautiful weather that we have here today and going forward into the fall. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing.
So what do you say to people who are thinking about maybe moving here or they're coming through town? How do you make that pitch of, hey, do you ever think about living here?
You know what? I think that part of making a decision on where you live is taking inventory of what you want for you and your family. And I think Oswego has so many things to offer as far as festivals, local businesses, a great, wonderful downtown. It's just vibrant and fantastic, and it was just the right fit for us.
Yeah, and Chris, have you seen other young folks move to the area or move back?
Absolutely. I think a lot of the, especially things like the Downtown Revitalization Initiative, I think a lot of these efforts to get millennials and those people back into Oswego, and I think there are a lot of things that are playing hand in hand with that. We've got the Great Lake Ontario National Marine Sanctuary proposal, the national park status for Fort Ontario, the rehabilitation stuff that's taking place right behind us at the West Pierhead Lighthouse. There are tons of these things that are happening, and I think that you're starting to see this resurgence in life back into Oswego.
And you mentioned you were part of the Coast Guard and you served. What's it like to be out on that lake? It's a beautiful place, isn't it?
You know, I actually came out here from Oregon. I was stationed out in Newport, so we were out in big waters there. I think I caught a little bit of flack from a lot of friends moving out here to the big pond. Surprisingly, our first time out there, it was a pretty decent storm out there, and they get some decent swells. So we definitely get a full range of exposure for weather here.
Oh, and how about that sunset?
Oh my gosh, you just can't compare.
Second to none, right?
Absolutely, 100% the best that we've seen.
Yeah, we showed it tonight in our piece on Rudy's. You know, you sit there, you have your fish sandwich or your hot dog and watch it go down to the west. It's just, it's
doesn't
amazing.
get any better. It's more than just great food, it's an experience.
Yes.
So I think that it absolutely serves that up 100%.
That's so great. Well, thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Great to see you.
Way to speak up. It's great to say, hey, everybody, we got a great place here to live. It's great to hear, and we're enjoying our evening here tonight.
That's right, and still to come, we're going to check back in with Molly. She's sampling some of the food right now, but we're going to bring her over. She's going to tell us about the forecast, certainly for fireworks here tomorrow night. All that and more as we continue Your Town Oswego live here tonight. Welcome back to our Your Town series live from Oswego tonight. We've taken a break from eating some samples, at least just for a moment.
Yeah, well, that's just what we're saying on the air. Off the air, we're enjoying the food from Alex's and Canales and Steamers. And,
So good.
and not to mention, we're right next to this mini little carnival midway set up at Brightback Park where there's all kinds of other vendors here selling delicious fair-type food. So there's a lot of eating to do at the dinner hour now.
There is some fried dough that we could wash all of this
There
down
is
with
fried
too, you
dough.
know.
And the fireworks tomorrow night, Molly. I mean, whether you're on a boat or you're in the river right now, there's boats tied up along Linear Park there.
Yeah.
That 3 or 4 deep.
Everybody is coming out for it. Harborfest is like the greatest weekend where just everybody comes together in this awesome community and just takes it all in.
Yeah.
I love it so
And we're
much.
seeing so many families walking around too, which is great to see.
It really is. And you have to stick around. I know we've been talking a lot about the Oswego sunset, ranked number 2 in the world by National Geographic magazine a few years ago.
It might just have to be number 1.
I was about to say, number 1 was pretty impressive, but in my heart, this is definitely number 1. Let's get to that fireworks forecast because we do have a little bit of a mix-up. We've been sunny and quiet for a few days. That could change tomorrow. We'll start you off with a look at your temperatures around the area right now. Really nice. Summery heat, but not too hot. We're looking at mid-80s area-wide. Humidity is still relatively low, so it feels pretty comfortable out. It's not too sticky, though it is pretty warm in the sun, and you got to put on the sunscreen. Even though it is a little bit later in the day, sun is still pretty strong, so put it on before you head out. Triple Doppler, brought to you by Cayuga Community College, is dry locally. We did have a few pop-up showers later on in the afternoon, and we could see a stray shower, mainly to the south of Syracuse through the evening. I think the rest of us will stay pretty dry, so your fastcast for 8 o'clock tonight looks not too shabby. Temperatures still in the upper 70s. We'll be cooling down into the mid to low 60s overnight, but it'll be a slow cool down, so all your evening plans, I don't think you'll need the jacket. It won't be chilly that quickly. Tomorrow, forecast is still up in the air. Earlier is better. That's our biggest shot at dry time. Later on in the afternoon, as temperatures heat up into the upper 70s and close to 80s, we get a little bit unstable and we could see some showers and thunderstorms in some parts of central New York, mainly to the south and west of Syracuse. I think Syracuse and places like Oswego will stay dry through the afternoon and evening, and that means the fireworks forecast, which is so important if you are headed out to Brightback Park or if you have a boat planted in the lake or the river, I think we'll be okay. We have to keep a close eye on it because we're still not 100% sure, but it looks like the rain should stay to the south of Oswego until well after midnight. So the fireworks show should go off without a hitch, but as always, if anything should change with the latest information, we will certainly keep you posted. Either way, the rest of your 7-day forecast, we have a little bit of a cool down in store for the second half of your weekend. 75 degrees for a high on Sunday and only 78 on Monday. Those are both below normal for this time of year, and it's because of scattered showers and thunderstorms that will move through central New York. Best chance for widespread rain as of right now looks like Sunday afternoon. Anything that does pop up will be pretty strong. We're looking at the risk for some heavy rain, potentially some localized flooding. Even though we are very dry, when it rains too much too quickly, the ground just can't soak it in. So keep an eye out for that late Sunday afternoon and into the evening. Another risk for a few showers and storms Monday, mostly cloudy. Those will start to taper off. We may see a shower into early Tuesday, but what happens Tuesday through the end of the week is yet another big rush of heat and humidity. I think the forecast stays quiet until late Friday. Temperatures will slowly climb through the 80s. I think we're looking at a good shot for 90 degrees for both Thursday and Friday. For reference, in a normal summer, we get 7 days of 90 or better. We've already had 7 days, so anything from here on out is technically above normal heat-wise. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that rush of heat and humidity. We may have to turn the ACs on once again by the end of next week, guys.
Okay.
No, that does not come as a surprise, though.
Yeah.
It's been a hot, dry summer.
It really has.
Well, and you know, guys, we were talking about this world-famous sunset. Still to come, new at 6 tonight. We have this amazing time-lapse video of the Oswego sunset. You won't want to miss it. From sun up to sundown, you're going to see how incredibly beautiful
We
it is.
continue our live Your Town broadcast from Oswego in a moment.
The 2016 Edward R. Murrow Award winner for overall excellence in news. This is NBC3 News at 6, winner of the Emmy Award for Best Newscast.
It's the final week of our month-long Your Town series. Over the past several weeks, NBC3 has highlighted the communities that make Central New York so great. We visited Auburn, Oneida, Cortland, and Camillus, and tonight we wrap up our series in the city of Oswego. Tonight, that's where Matt and Megan join us live. How's it going out there, guys?
Oh, Sam, it's going so well. It's a beautiful evening out here. If you had any sense of coming up to Harbor Fest tonight, do it. You know, it's just perfect weather. We're here, Brightbeck Park, with the lighthouse behind us, the marina nearby. It's a gorgeous evening.
Yeah, this really is the place to be. A beautiful evening, and we have a bit of a breeze, which is making it feel nice and refreshing. It's about 55 miles north of Syracuse. Matt and I took the drive up here together today, and it really was a beautiful drive up here.
No doubt about it.
It sits right along Lake Ontario. In case you're not familiar, it's a native Iroquois Indian word that means the place where water pours out, and refers to where the Oswego River meets Lake Ontario. Now, Oswego is pronounced Oswego, although some locals tend to call it Swiggo, right? Something like that.
That's a pretty good impression, that's for sure. You know, if you go around town, we're right on the edge of downtown here in Oswego, you have to see that there's a lot of revitalization going on. In fact, the mayor was here a short time ago talking about the $10 million investment coming from New York State. Well, there's a partnership between homeowners and the Oswego Renaissance Association. Many homes are seeing improvements. The group works to spruce up city blocks. Over the last 3 years, they're helping to renovate more than 200 homes.
We start working in the so-called middle neighborhoods, and that is neighborhoods where they are neither the best neighborhoods nor are they the worst neighborhoods. They're in between. And those are the neighborhoods which are the sweet spot for revitalization, because if you intervene there and you begin to grow confidence and investment in those neighborhoods, it starts to spill out.
Great strategy. Here's how it works. The group locates the block of homes, gets a group of homeowners together, tells them they'll match them dollar for dollar for every exterior improvement they make on their home up to that first $1,000. Gets them going. There'll be at least 5 homeowners in a block participating, and Stewart says it is working. A great idea, one that could be repeated in other communities.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, it's such a great idea because you get all of the homeowners involved and invested in revitalizing their own neighborhoods. Well, if you like to talk about fun facts, there are so many here in Oswego because this area has such a rich history. So let's talk a little bit about some things you may not know about Oswego. It is home to Fort Ontario, which was the last British holding that was relinquished to the United States. Oswego is also the oldest freshwater port in the country. The Oswego River is one of the few rivers in the country that flows north. Isn't that interesting?
Sure, yeah.
And then the first boats built for use in the Oswego River were actually canoes. They were made by the Native Americans. So, you know, if you sort of think about Oswego and its place in history across the country, it's really amazing to see its roots.
Yeah, really. It was a great strategical importance in terms of wars like the War of 1812 going back more than 200 years ago. And as Molly Matat joins us now to talk more about the weather. Molly, you know, people put their maps like this when they look at it. So how could the water possibly flow north? But what it is gravity.
Who knew, right?
It's actually flowing down.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is funny.
It is kind of crazy, but I love those little fun facts about Oswego. I have family from Oswego, so they always have stories from back in the day. And what's funny is my grandparents, who have lived here for years, when they go to Oswego, they go down to Oswego.
Right.
And then they go to Syracuse, they come up home.
Oh, isn't that funny?
So maybe they actually know a little bit of that.
Yeah, it actually is going down.
Well, hi to Molly's grandparents if you're out there.
Grandma and Grandpa Matat, hey.
It's a nice night out.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. Like Matt said, if you were even thinking about coming to Harbor Fest tonight, do it, because the weather is going to be awesome. Temperatures right now are in the 80s. I think we're going to stay in the 80s, and even as we start to cool off, it'll be a slow cool down. So we'll be in the comfortable 70s for most of the night. Triple Doppler, brought to you by Cayuga Community College, is dry locally. Few pop-up showers this afternoon and a little bit of activity out to the west. I think most of us stay dry, and I think Oswego will stay nice and dry through the evening. So the Harbor Fest forecast tonight, just plain awesome. If you're headed here to Brightbeck Park for the concert, temperatures will be comfortable. A few extra clouds will move in. The sunset's going to be incredible tomorrow. That's when things change a little bit. I think Harbor Fest will go off without a hitch, but I would not leave home without the umbrella and the rain jacket, just in case, and I'll tell you why in just a bit.
Okay, well, you know, hey, it's hard to call this work because we've enjoyed ourselves so much exploring these wonderful
communities. Well, don't
communities.
let that secret out, because this is a lot of fun. We have more news to tell you about, though, right now. We want to go back to Samantha German back at the station with more. Sam?
All right, thanks, guys. Gorgeous day out there.
Welcome back to our Your Town broadcast, live here from Oswego, right on the shore of Lake Ontario. Megan and I are really enjoying the outlook over the marina tonight.
That's right.
That's on one side.
We're going to have to make some friends with these folks, I
think so. On the other side, though, we have the Midway and the concert area for Brightbeck Park.
That's right. That's where our Alex Rusilla is, live along the Midway, taking in all the action tonight of HarborFest. Alex?
HarborFest is really a well-oiled machine here in the Port City, and that's thanks to all of the employees and people who work to staff this event. And while HarborFest has 4 part-time employees, that's compared to more than 100,000 people that flock here to Oswego this weekend. And now they're thanking a lot of the people who pitch in to help out.
Here we go, racing.
HarborFest has more shiny lights and furry friends than you can count. This is summertime at its finest.
You come across these young boys on the fiddle and playing it hot. Well, the dub on a hickory song said, boy, let me tell you what.
Music draws crowds from all over.
I got a fiddle of gold against your soul because I think I'm better than you.
Helping to make all of this a reality for the last 29 years are hundreds of volunteers. Carl Patrick has been involved since the very beginning.
The first year was a bigger success than anybody imagined.
Initially, his company served as a sponsor, and then for the last 15 years, he's been giving his time for free.
I work at HarborFest a couple weeks a year during the summer, just to continue to be part of it. It gets in your blood. I couldn't do without HarborFest.
Volunteers do everything from making sure this festival is powered to fundraising to getting sponsors, all helping to keep HarborFest free.
Johnny, round up your bow and play your fiddle hard.
I enjoy people. I enjoy meeting them. I enjoy talking to them.
It really is all the best things about Oswego in 4 days here.
As HarborFest approaches its 30th anniversary in the Port City, it's become difficult to find enough volunteers each year. Volunteers tell me this weekend they're running a little tight on staffing. So to buck this trend, avoid hiring more paid employees, and to keep HarborFest free for the community, there are now calls to bring in more volunteers moving forward.
Definitely important. That it wouldn't be the HarborFest if it wasn't for us, because we take up all the slack that they can't have anybody else doing.
We're going to be the ones coming through here, so we need more ideas and people.
And if you'd like to help pitch in either this weekend or moving ahead to next year, just stop by any of those neon t-shirts, any of those volunteers, and check in with them how you can help out. And in the spirit of your town, I think it's relevant to say I'm a graduate of Oswego State, so is Quindell Williams. He's behind the camera right now, as well as many other employees here at NBC3. A lot of us are behind to make sure HarborFest stays admission free. For now, we're live here on the Midway. I'm Alex Rusilla. Back to you.
Well, Alex, it is such a fun time. And haven't you enjoyed meeting people tonight?
We have.
Families,
Hi,
kids.
guys.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
See, you're kind of on TV right now.
Everyone's so friendly up here. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, we've been meeting a lot of nice people here at HarborFest. Our broadcast continues in a moment, including Molly's key forecast for the weekend.
Welcome back to our live coverage from your town, Oswego, tonight.
Yeah, we've got to appreciate Canales.
Matt's still eating. Matt didn't even stop.
Steamers and Alex's for providing some great samples. Food in Oswego is terrific, Molly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great. It's amazing. Our trivia question is about food.
That's
we'll
right.
get to that in just a second, but we do have to give you the critical fireworks forecast for this weekend. The big fireworks display is happening Saturday night. You can watch right here in Brightbeck Park. Unfortunately, right when we get to fireworks time, that's when the forecast gets a little iffy. We're looking at a chance of showers. Verdict officially is still out, but I think we're going to stay dry until after midnight. So I think all things are go. On your 7-day forecast, we may have an isolated shower here or there on Saturday. Sunday, Monday, look for more widespread rain, maybe some thunderstorms with heavy rain. There's a slight flooding risk as well. We'll dry out for the middle of the week, get hot and humid by next weekend again.
Okay,
all right.
still
So Molly,
August.
keep it dry. We'll give you a little extra fried dough, huh?
Yes.
How about that?
How about the trivia question? What's our answer? You put the question out there earlier.
That's right. We're talking about this famous sub shop here in Oswego. Everybody knows it, right? And we wanted to know, who do they have on the menu? It's a specific sandwich, and which famous SUNY Oswego alum is on that sandwich. Also a member of the NBC family.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know, the answer is Al Roker.
Yeah, that was the easy one, but a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
We will be right back as our Your Town broadcast continues.
Let's toss it back over to Matt and Megan out in Oswego.
All right, hi Sam, good evening once again from Oswego. And we were telling you about the beautiful sunsets here in Oswego, really second to none. So let's show you some video, time-lapse video of this beautiful spot.
Yes, you may have noticed Alex Rusilla doing all these reports for us from Oswego this week. This is his great way to capture the sunset. It's really known across the country, in fact, around the world too. So the sunsets on Lake Ontario here in Oswego. And Molly, will they see it tonight?
Oh yeah, with these mix of high clouds, absolutely perfect sunset
Wow,
weather.
it's just one of those wow factors. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great weekend here at Harbor Fest. We hope you can all get up here and enjoy.
Have a great night, everybody. Live from Oswego tonight, I'm Megan Coleman.
I'm Matt Mulcahy. We'll see you tonight on NBC3 News at 11. Have some fun.